Marc Marquez is making the 2025 Motogp World Championship his own, and he knows it. Fresh from a masterful victory at the Brno circuit in the Czech Republic, the Spaniard's post-race reflections sounded less like a celebration and more like a solemn vow. "I am a realist," Marquez declared, standing atop the podium after winning the 12th round of the 2025 season. "I know this lead can disappear if we make a mistake, so we will keep the same intensity, the same concentration, and the same approach every weekend. Because we can only lose it now." It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. With his third victory in a row, the 32-year-old has now amassed a staggering 381 points and tightened his grip on the championship. His lead over Ducati teammate Francesco Bagnaia has ballooned to 168 points, while his nearest challenger, brother Alex Marquez, trails by 120. The chasm at the top of the standings isn't just statistical, it's psychological. Marquez isn't simply beating the field, he's dismantling their hope. For Bagnaia, the weekend in Brno was another chapter in a season that continues to unravel. The Italian, once expected to lead Ducati's factory squad into another era of dominance, could only manage a fourth-place finish, again. His body language in the paddock post-race told its own story: frustration, fatigue, and a sense of helplessness. 2025 is becoming a tale of duality. On one hand, you have Marquez, reborn in Ducati red, executing the kind of campaign most riders can only dream of. On the other, Bagnaia, stuck in a funk, seemingly unable to match the pace, precision, or consistency of his teammate. What makes Marquez's performance even more astonishing is that this is his debut season with the factory Ducati team. While expectations were high, few predicted such ruthless dominance, especially given the unique demands of the modern Motogp calendar, which now includes sprint races and ever-evolving electronics packages. "This is not 2014, Marquez noted, referencing his historic perfect first half of that season with Repsol Honda. "But I know I've just completed one of the best first halves of a season in my career." Indeed, the baby alien appears to have grown wiser, more calculated, and more dangerous. Marquez acknowledged the toll of the updated weekend format, particularly the sprint races which compress intensity into every session. "The sprint is so intense. It's one of the hardest parts of the weekend," he said. "I'm happy mostly with how I'm feeling physically. It's not easy to maintain focus over so many laps." His words hinted at a layer of vulnerability, but also at the immense preparation behind his domination. Gone is the raw, risk-taking Marquez who often won with flair but crashed just as dramatically. In 2025, he is a matured racer, managing tire life, qualifying sessions, race strategies, and mental energy with uncanny precision. This evolution is evident in his championship mindset. He's not gazing back at his rivals with arrogance, he's looking ahead with caution. "If we lose this lead, it means we did something very wrong," he added. While Marquez rises, Bagnaia's descent continues, casting shadows on what was once a promising campaign. The Italian's inability to adapt to changing tire compounds, and perhaps more crucially, to the psychological pressure of being second to his own teammate, is becoming a glaring narrative. There is no official word of internal tension within Ducati's garage, but the atmosphere tells its own tale. Every team debrief seems more intense. Every qualifying session more urgent. Every race more desperate. Bagnaia's silence post-race in Brno was deafening. He knows his margin for error is gone, and that even perfect weekends may no longer be enough to close the gap. 10 rounds remain. A lot can still happen. Crashes. Mechanical failures. Weather drama. But Marquez is well aware that the only real enemy now is complacency. "We can only lose it now," he repeated. His face bore the look of someone who had already visualized lifting the championship trophy, but who also knows what it takes to get there. He's been here before. He knows the cost of mistakes. And he isn't planning on paying that price. For the rest of the grid, especially Bagnaia, the task is becoming Herculean. Not only must they be perfect, they must hope Marquez falters. And right now, that looks increasingly unlikely. And yet, as dominant as Marquez has been, he's not allowing a single trace of overconfidence to creep in. His words post-race were chosen with the precision of a surgeon, a man well aware that MotoGP is a championship where fortunes can turn on a single corner, a single mistake, or a single drop of rain. That's perhaps why his repeated references to realism stood out. For all his brilliance on the bike, it's Marquez's measured outlook that is now becoming his greatest strength. He's not trying to break the spirit of his rivals with statements or swagger. He's doing it with unrelenting consistency and a professional calm that seems almost surgical. This isn't the cocky, knee-dragging upstart from 2013. This is the version of Marquez built for domination in a championship that is more physically and mentally demanding than ever before. In contrast, Ducati's internal structure faces an uncomfortable question. How do you manage two elite riders when one is soaring and the other is stagnating? Bagnaia's pedigree is unquestionable. He's a two-time world champion and has proven himself under pressure, but there's no hiding from the scoreboard. Ducati's paddock hierarchy is beginning to show strain, especially with the media asking whether Bagnaia's status as the team's number one is still valid in practice.